Sodor was busy as usual. The engines were finding it difficult. Though Sir Tombad had many engines that had come to the island to help in the past, he realized he needed more help than ever. Hello? Yes, perfect. Those are just the engines I was looking for. Send them over here at once. And, by the way, what other names? What Sir Tombad did not realize was that the two engines that came to Sodor that fateful summer were engines that had a dark history with many engines, especially one that was loyal, hardworking, and despite its imperfections, was really useful. That really useful engine was myself. Good morning, engines. I know that you've all been busy these last several days. The summer months are usually the busiest. However, you need help. So I enlisted two engines from far away to help you. If they are proven to be useful, there's a chance that they could stay on my railway. They'll be here this evening, so I would like all of you to give them a warm welcome. And Sir Tombad walked back to his office. I think these engines will be really useful. Maybe I can have a few nights off from pulling the flying kipper. I'm considering sharing express duties with these enterprising engines. But who are these engines that will be coming to help us? But Percy and the rest of the Northwestern Railway would find out the hard way. The next day, the two engines arrived at the sheds. Gordon and Henry were surprised. Wait a minute. Constantine? And Springer? Do you know these two? Constantine is a long-lost brother of mine. But how? Hello, Gordon. Engines, glad to see you all.
We were both, well.
Rescued from scrap. We've been working on the other railway going as far as Yorkshire before we were acquired by your controller. Before we were placed on sidings waiting to be cut up. Then we were rescued, and that's how we got here. Sounds, interesting, brother. Quite an interesting tale, but...
But what, Henry? Are you glad to see your brother again?
Yes, Springer, I am glad to see you. So am I, Constantine. I am glad to see you as well. The awkward conversation ended when it was time to begin duties for the day. Springer took charge of the freight trains that were destined for Kildane, and Constantine shared express duties with Gordon. The passengers were impressed until one day everything changed. Climb aboard, passengers. Get in quickly, please. The passengers didn't listen. One was reading the paper while one was checking his watch. I said let's go now! The passengers, surprised, got in as quickly as they could, and soon Constantine started with a roar. He thundered across the island, all the way to Victorstown, where Boko was to take the passengers to Barrow and the mainland. Hello there. You must be one of Gordon's brothers. My name is Boko. And I am Constantine, a proud express engine ready for anything. You never see me slip up. Okay. I see. Well, nice meeting you. Have to get to Barrow now. And Boko made his way. When the passengers got out of the coaches at Barrow, they complained about Constantine. The response was similar when Boko arrived at the mainland. Boko was surprised. I hope Gordon knows about this. If he does, he will have to speak to Constantine before something bad happens. That night, Constantine and Springer stayed at the sheds at Vickerstown. They were plotting something very dangerous. I say, those passengers were very rude. Not considerate. Ignorant, I say.
The nerve of those trucks as well. They wouldn't stay quiet all day.
Look, over there.
Ah, yes, our old friend Brandon.
You mean student, Springer? Look at him, shutting away at those dirty, disgusting things. Ugh. Just like Gordon says, dirty trucks, dirty sidings.
What are you suggesting we do to our former student?
The island of Sodor may have taken something away from us. Our pride, our independence. Well, it's time we take something away from Brandon to show who we still truly are. The next day I spoke to Katrina. We were talking at the station. I planned a special surprise for the both of us. Katrina, sweetheart, we have been through thick and thin together. Will you marry me? Katrina was excited.
Yes, my dear Brandon, you will marry you.
A new chapter into your life. One that will sadly be altered. News spread across Sodor of my big announcement. Everyone was happy for me. And Katrina, we would be the first engines to get married since Henry and Emily. However, I am sorry to say, Constantine had other plans in mind.
So you're going to what?
Simple, my dear Springer. Once things are set in place, the mood will shift in a very tragic way. I was being polished the day of the wedding. Katrina, meanwhile, was chuffing through the countryside. She admired the beautiful sounds and sights. I, at that moment, teleported beside Katrina. We both felt happy, awaiting the next chapter in our lives. We approached Walsworth Station. Katrina offered to go to Marin first before myself. Ladies first, my dear Katrina.
Yoğurtak intefagent liman niverçingeme diğer Brandon niverçinge.
I blushed, and soon I saw Katrina puffing grandly through the station. Little did I know, darkness would soon fall upon Sodor for some time. What the hell just happened? Oh no. Oh God, please, no, no, Katrina, no, damn it, no! I was heartbroken, devastated, and saddened. Upon impact of the runaway, nitroglycerin tankers exploded. Katrina and her crew were killed upon impact. No one else was hurt, but I demanded answers. Why did it have to be her? I should have been the one killed, not me. She was a nice engine, and gone too soon. You were meant for her. Joey did say that this is being treated as a murder investigation. I swear whoever did this, they'll be licked into shape. Can't we do it? I've always wanted to avenge someone's death. Well, you did stick up for Lily that one time. Alright. I forgot. Katrina will be avenged, Brandon. I promise you. Thank you, guys. But I need some time. I puffed sadly away. The other engines felt sad as well, especially Thomas. I think we need to give Brandon as much time away as possible. Just then Boko arrived. I think I may have an idea on who may have done this. If you think it's Constantine, then forget it. He is one of the nicest brothers I've ever had. Same goes for Springer. He would never do something as that, would he? Well, it's not that. It's, well, I'll tell you all later. That evening, Sir Topham had made a direct and serious message across the island and around the globe, to the engines of Sodor and all over the world. Tonight, we experienced tragedy. Katrina of Russia was killed with her crew by runaway nitroglycerin tankers destined for the other railway on the mainland. The investigation is ongoing. Keep Katrina and her crew in our thoughts and prayers, as we will find whoever caused this devastating tragedy. When we do catch the culprit or culprits, they will be punished severely for his, her, or their actions. That is all. Yes, finally I did it, I won! Ha ha!
Not entirely, my friend. Look, there's our student.
Shh, Springer, wait. We must be patient until everything is set into motion. We will buy time for us to unleash the darkness within our student. Once it's unleashed, Brandon will become so tarnished that no one will ever trust him again. I wept endlessly in the sheds at Vickerstown. The other engines understood my feelings. All I wanted to do was to be alone. I even planned a final firing on myself. So it was arranged. It was within a few days. Then, just as Ari and Bert were to take me to Crovan's Gate Works, it happened. Stop right there!
You unhand that engine at once!
Wait a minute. Are you the two engines that came here recently? We were given orders at this engine's request, so bugger off. Oh no, you fine diesels, there's a misunderstanding. You see, we're here to take him to get, well, counseled by us. We're great professional counselors, you see. I don't know. Says who? Why, Sir Topham had, of course.
We wouldn't intrude as much as well, you think?
The two diesels decided not to argue and oiled suspiciously away. Wait, Constantine? Springer? I don't believe it. I haven't seen you since, well, it's all in the past, my friend.
Come with us and let us explain what we can do to, well, make you feel better.
I agreed and followed the two engines to Barrow. It was there I made a terrible mistake.
Everything will be alright, and...
I got this, Springer. Look, don't let the past consume you. Use the past as fuel to energize yourself for the present and the future. Look at you, all broken, working on those silly scraplets. What kind of railway is this, anyway? It's hell as far as I'm concerned. That is where you're going to send all those tin pots straight to it.
Wait, what's happening?
When the mist cleared, I transformed into my dark side. My bright red and BR logos had vanished and had turned into black with a red target on my sides, my mouth covered by a faceplate and my eyes glowing red with fury, rage, and anger. I will do what must be done. That's it, my friend. Go after them, stalk them, tear them apart, destroy them all. I chucked violently back to Vickerstown while Constantine and Springer smirked in triumph. Meanwhile, Ari and Bert were oiling back to the sheds when they saw Boko, Edward, and Diesel all cross and suspicious. Constantine gave my passengers a very unpleasant experience. Springer didn't even say thank you and ignored me after I helped shunt his trucks. You're not the only one suspicious of those two. Henry and Gordon are in complete denial, or they're trying to hide the truth about those two from us completely. Either way, I am happy that Brandon will reunite with Katrina in the afterlife, and there's a problem with that. Those two scumbags lied to us and took Brandon away. Oh, Audrey. What's wrong, Edward? I sense that Brandon has a history with those two. We'd better tell Sir Top Matt or... What was that? It looked like an engine. Do you think maybe Murdoch got a repaint or something? It could be. Or maybe it's Brendan trying to go undercover until the investigation is completed. Of course, either way, it's best we get some rest. The security cameras may tell us the full story in the morning. Unfortunately, Edward, though wise with his words, was wrong. The next day, the railway closed for the day to honor and respect the memories of Katrina, her driver, and firemen. Sir Topmet was deeply concerned. I suspect two things.
What's that, sir?
It's either this was an unfortunate accident, or that it was murderous intent.
Oh dear, this is bad, really, really bad.
You don't have to tell me twice, Rebecca. Now it's best we reflect on Katrina's legacy. I wonder how Brandon is coping after the recent events. I have a feeling something was fishy with those steamers. You may be right, Harry. We may have been sucked into the bidding. If we were, I will give those two a piece of my mind. Wait a minute. Don't you mean we? You're right, Bert. Let's just get back to the yards. Meanwhile, Constantine was gloating to himself. His plan had worked. Great work, me. First, that Russian engine is now dead, and Brandon is now a shell of his former self.
What's the next phase?
Gordon and Henry have idolized us since we were well created. It's time we showed our true colors, what really useful engines are.
I like the sound of this idea.
What is taking so long? Oh, finally, now we're ready.
Sorry, it has to end this way, brother.
Get in quickly, please. Well, this has been rather uneventful. Wait, why does it look like I'm going the wrong... Oh, God, Henry, look out! Gordon, watch out! So long, brother. The mess that both Constantine and Springer caused was devastating. Henry and Gordon lay on their sides. Some of the coaches had come off the tracks, while some of the vans Henry was pulling were all to pieces, as the smell of fish hung in the air. It was not until morning that Edward, Donald, and Douglas brought workmen and the breakdown train to clear the wreckage. Luckily, no one was hurt. As Gordon and Henry's crew jumped clear way before the crash, Sir Thomas arrived and was deeply concerned. First, the death of Katrina, and now the attempted murders of Gordon and Henry. My father would be in a huge fit of rage if he saw this. He probably would be by now, sir, no offense. That signalman must be at fault. He should be fired already. At least I didn't have too many passengers on board, otherwise there would have been more fatalities than none. No one died, that's the good thing. However, the signalman was already questioned. He didn't set the points, someone else did. Who? Well? Was it him? 98462 is long gone, Henry. It has to be someone we haven't thought of unless... You don't think Brandon did this? He's still depressed over Katrina's death, and her memory won't be forgotten. But Brandon in no way did this. I know he's depressed. Heck, I haven't seen him since he was at Barrow, and... Oh no. If you're thinking what I'm thinking... So, wait a minute. There's something you should know. What's that? Both these will explain to Sir Topmat their side of the story. When they finished, Sir Topmat was not impressed. If what you're saying is true, then we'll have to take swift action at once. Now the question begs, where are they?
Nice work, Springer. That railway will be nothing once we start killing the rest of those horrid things.
Wait a minute, where's our student?
What are your next orders? You're to tear apart Sodor. Use your powers to full advantage. Leave no stone unturned. Kill them. And kill that Sir Topham Hatt. Consider it done.
Ah, yes, that's the spirit. Now go and kill all that stand in your way.
How dare you?
What the? Henry, I was, practicing my final speech before...
No excuses, Springer. I thought you were my brother, my friend. Now you have betrayed me and the entire island of Sodor. Now let's not get into any arguments here. I am sure that what manipulating Brandon into doing something horrid as well. That?
It's all for our purpose, to destroying railways that are of no use to us. Stay out of our way, Henry, or else.
Fine. But don't say I didn't warn you. Wait, he could be dead. You could have killed your brother.
Well, sorry, Captain Obvious. I told him to stay out of our way.
Doesn't matter. Next time, kill him. And be sure of it. I fear Gordon may have survived as well. Regardless, Springer, Brandon will do just wonders in finishing the job. Ari and Bert's theory presented to Sir Topham Hatt could prove vital in finding Brandon, saving him and eliminating the crooks that caused Katrina's death. Boko's accounts from his passengers did raise a strong theory about our new arrivals. And quite frankly, I am not surprised. What do you mean, Gordon? Constantine means well, yes. But he does remind me of how well Alfred used to act before he showed his true colors. You raise a good point there, Gordon. I mean, those two engines are as devious as Bill and Ben are. Don't remind me, Oliver. I'm glad you're all here. Wait, where's Henry? And here I am, sir. First off, great and quick work by the steamworks preparing you as you suffered minimal damage. Secondly, where were you, Henry? I saw the truth. The truth of everything. Explain, Henry. What's wrong? Constantine and Springer transformed Brandon into an evil engine and is causing chaos across the island and the other railway. I heard them scheming and was about to attack, but fortunately I was let go, and next time they will kill you. Damn you, Constantine. I thought I could look up to you the same way I looked up to Flying Scotsman. Now he and Springer will pay for betraying us and killing Katrina. The investigation team did some more work on their findings. An eyewitness on his telephone recorded the events that unfolded before Katrina was killed. The fuel tankers were set as an intentional runaway. I say we go and kick their tenders back to where they came from, sir. Henry, Gordon, lead us. Find Constantine and Springer and destroy them. What about Brandon, sir? Maybe that's his dark side or something. I don't know whether Constantine and Springer caused this, or it was Brandon's way of showing his anger. We have to solve this, Sudrians. Sudrians, charge! The convoy left the shed, determined to set things right, once and for all. I feel so energized, so complete. Now those engines will pay, all of them, for what they did. I see something. We're almost there. Wait, where did he go? I don't know, Boko. Whatever that was, we found you. What the? Brandon, what happened to you? This is not who you are. Believe in yourself, Brandon. Those two engines are traitors. Wait, stop. Don't listen to those fools. Kill them.
It's your obligation to do so.
Fight their control. Try to use your magic to free yourself from this form of yours. It's your only chance. It simply won't do now that he's with us. You're only waiting for yourselves to be scrapped. Constantine and Springer, You two are the most devious, cunning, and utterly the most worst engines I have ever had on my railway. You killed Katrina, almost killed Henry and Gordon, and now you have us on death row? You're nothing more than disgraces of Sir Nigel Gresley and William Stanier themselves. They would be ashamed of you both. Your words mean nothing, Fathead. Brandon, execute them. I said execute them. That's an order, student.
Do you need to be reminded again? You were given a direct order.
I take no orders from murderous, manipulative beings as yourselves. I beg your pardon? You killed my girlfriend, my future wife. You nearly killed many innocent lives. And now, after all this time, and the pain you put me through in the past, it's time for you both to meet your end. Wait, what is happening? Brandon, what are you doing?
Wait, no, please, we're sorry. We will make it up to you.
Yes, anything for you, my student. I was your student, but now it's time to deal with those that hurt me and my friends the way that it was meant to be. Brandon, wait, stop. This is for Katrina. Brandon, no! I can't believe it. We lost our number 35, one of our hardest working engines. And now he's gone. Like Constantine. And Springer too. God, I am so glad they're destroyed. Wait, everyone, I see something. What the? I am back. Brandon, you're back, but how? You owe us an explanation, Brandon. Now, engines, we'll let Brandon explain. Look, it's a long story with my history with Constantine and Springer. A long time ago, I was working my bunker off. I was teased, ridiculed, and even singled out for no reason. This was when I had a short stint working on the LNER in 2007. It's a missing detail, yes, but there's more to it. Springer and Constantine did appear nice, yes, but the truth was they were devious, rude, and so arrogant towards the passengers, and even the trucks, and some of the workmen were put out by their remarks. They sayed all their insults and rude behavior towards me. One time, Constantine shouted at the top of his voice, demanding me to give him his coaches. I did so, but when the day's work was over, I immediately ran to a disused shed. I wanted to be left alone, so I cried and sobbed endlessly. The tone of voice used towards me was unprofessional, very disrespectful, and heartless. That night, however, I was still sad, but the controller of the LNR at the time came to see me. He was a kind man, and a great friend of my driver and fireman. He was sorry for what happened and promised for the remainder of my stay that I worked away from both Springer and Constantine until I left. However, that's not where it truly ended. There was an engine named Alyssa. She was a very kind engine and reminded me every day of what I needed to do to better myself as an engine. She since is working on another railway somewhere in the Middle East. As for Nigel Skeed, the controller of the LNER at the time, he still is a kind man to this day and is happily working as an advisor at the National Railway Museum. Sir, I should have told you this beforehand, about my dark history. I was so focused on my wedding with Katrina, and now that she's gone, oh dear. That's awful. No wonder my pastors had complaints. Even the trucks and vans. I hope you find it in your hearts to forgive me. Not just this, but something else personal I must let you all know. It's all right, Brandon. I forgive you. We all forgive you. As for that personal matter and what happened in recent times, I suggest you seek counseling for this very dark and traumatic ordeal you had to go through. No engine, heck, even no one, should ever experience this in their lifetime. I volunteer to do your freight work, and I'll be more than happy to do your passenger services as well, Brandon. Thank you both. You truly mean a lot to me. We're more than friends. We're all family. My sentiments exactly. Wait, what about your, dark side? And was that hell that we all just saw? Yes. What happened was that my dark side unleashed the gates of hell. After Springer and Constantine were destroyed, my dark side left my body. Thus, I no longer, have the blood of Unicron in my tender. Now I know what Hot Rod or OptimusPrime had to go through back in 2018. In any cases, welcome back, Brandon. It's great to be back. Using my magic, I was able to set things back to normal, and everything was peaceful. Constantine and Springer were destroyed, and I was sent to therapy for 2 weeks, where during that time, Edward and Boko did my respective duties. When I returned, I was better than ever. I helped Thomas on his branch line. Want to race, you two? Now, Bertie, whatever happened to the growing wings of being an airplane? Oh, you cheeky Brandon. Just like I was all those years ago. Hello, Trevor and Terrence. Hello, Edward. Nice that it's quiet around here. Hopefully it stays that way for a while. We can't abandon our jobs and save the world all the time now. Sir Topman was also relieved. He was thankful that not only the island was normal again, but thankful that I was a redeemed engine, in a sense. However, since that time, and the other matter, other engines thought I would, quote, repeat my actions, but many people would say to themselves that they don't repeat the same mistake twice. Gordon and Henry were pleased that their traitorous brothers were destroyed, and had no eventful moments with their respective duties. As for myself, I said my final goodbye to Katrina at the spot where she was murdered. Although you may not hear me, know that I avenged you, Katrina. We were meant to be together, but your killer was killed thanks to me. Rest in peace, my dear Katrina, until we meet in another world. As I headed back to the sheds, I reflected on an emotional journey I had experienced. Knowing what I had to do, I knew I had unfinished business to resolve with a few other engines that were unsure of me. Boko, meanwhile, was thinking about someone he wished he could have saved a long time ago. But that was a story for another day.